In this video, I'm going to walk you through why having President Trump sick with COVID is an actual blessing for you and me. And before you get too excited or too full of rage, this is not me hating on Trump or me loving on Biden. Could care less. This video is about what happens when our presidents get sick, as well as some other negative events that can actually make us money. And I know you're thinking, man, that's gross. You're just a freak. Why would you even bring that up? Well, hit the like button and I'll tell you why. Am I excited that President Trump is sick with COVID? Yes, but not for the reason that you might think. As I mentioned earlier, it's not about hating on Trump or loving on Biden. It's really about thinking like a savvy investor, thinking like a marketer who thinks like a consumer. So here's what happens. When negative news hits the airwaves, most consumers tend to pull out of the stock market, or they stop investing altogether. So what happens? Well, the market will correct or crash or dip, however you want to phrase it. And really, all of those adjectives depend on what kind of reaction the market has to the negative news. Now, when it comes to President Trump, first of all, I absolutely believe he will recover 100%. And he'll probably recover much quicker than anybody else. Why? Because his ego's at stake and he wants to be able to say how quickly he recovered. Two, he seems to have a lot of energy. I mean, for a guy who's obese, he really seems to have a lot of energy, and he's known for eating a lot of junk food. Fries, hamburgers, hot dogs, those seem to be a staple of his diet. And he doesn't seem to exercise. But he also says he doesn't drink alcohol or take caffeine. So I don't know where he gets his energy from, but I respect it. The guy seems to have boundless energy. All right, let's get back to this investment opportunity. Anyway, look, I'm completely prepared to have some of you guys hate on me, thinking that this is horrible, that this is nothing more than a money grab, that is just what's wrong with people or what's wrong with America. It's all about greed. And maybe it is, but not to the way that you might think. I really don't want anything bad to happen to our president. And I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. But that's just not real world reality. Something negative is going to happen. And every time something negative happens, it causes the stock market to go down. If it's a little bit negative, it might be inconsequential. If it's really negative, then of course the stock market is going to overcorrect or dip or crash, depending again on the news. So you basically have two choices. You can sit there and judge me and think I'm a horrible person, or you can take advantage of these market corrections, these dips, and be a savvy investor, be a smart marketer, be a business tycoon. And believe me, Donald Trump would want you to do the same thing, because this is the way it works. Bad news can be good news for us investors and business people if we know how to take advantage of it. So let me explain. The best way to make money in the stock market is over time, meaning you make regular investments in the stock market over time. Pretty simple. In fact, there's a study with two brothers, and these are identical twins, and one of them started investing in the stock market at the age of 20 and stopped at the age of 40. The other started investing in the stock market at the age of 40 and stopped by the age of 60. Both of them invested the same amount of money over the same period of time, 20 years. However, the first brother, who invested earlier, has 3 times the amount of money saved versus brother number 2. 3 times. And you can actually Google this and get the exact amount of money, but it is staggering. It's like, brother number 2 has $3 million saved up. I'm sorry, brother number 1 has $3 million saved up, while brother number 2 has roughly 900,000 or close to $1 million, but not quite $1 million. It's drastic. Now, first of all, if you're 40 or 45 or 55 and you're now investing in the stock market, congratulations. Don't stop. Don't beat yourself up for it. Just do the best you can and save as much as you can to invest. And if you're a millennial or a young person who's 18 or 19 or 20, now is the best time to invest. Start investing in companies that you like. All right, we can do a video about that if you would like. However, just keep in mind that the way some of the biggest investors have made their money is taking advantage of these dips that happen, right? Bad news causes a dip, they take advantage of the dip. Doesn't make them a horrible person, it actually makes them pretty smart, right? So Warren Buffett, who is one of the guys that I love to follow, Warren Buffett himself says that he buys when everybody else is selling and he sells when everybody else is buying. Doesn't that just make sense? All right, now let's jump in. I want to show you some historical evidence that might drive this point home a little bit further. And again, some of these are terrible events, but guess what? People made money off these terrible events not because they were bad people, not because they wished these terrible events to happen, but because they had some money set aside, they were ready to invest, and they were smart enough to take advantage of it. Right after that horrible day in November, the day that JFK was assassinated, the Dow Jones dropped 3%. On August 9th, 1974, President Richard Nixon resigned, causing the Dow to drop a total of 15% by the end of August. When Ronald Reagan was shot in March of '84, the stock market was immediately closed to avoid a massive sell-off. But here's what's interesting, because Ronald Reagan was an absolute stud and was able to recover so quickly, and he was able to communicate certainty along with humor. The Dow actually responded positively and rose 7%.
We were getting ready to put him to sleep.
I'm gonna put you to sleep, man.
It was at that time that he sort of lifted his head up off the operating table.
Sounds good.
The president asked, I hope all you people are Republican. Well, I'm not a Republican, I'm a Democrat. And so I said,
Today, Mr. President, we're all Republicans.
Here is a man who was just shot. He's had the daylight scared out of him, and it was almost as though he wanted to put us at ease around him.
That is one of the reasons that Ronald Reagan is so beloved by so many people, and one of the reasons that he's called the great communicator. And let's remember 9/11, the attack on the trade centers, the Pentagon, the attempted attack on the Capitol, the White House. And during 9/11, or I should say right after 9/11, the stock market was closed, right? To prevent, again, a massive sell-off. And here's what's interesting. I believe the market was closed for a week. And on the first day that the New York Stock Exchange opened, the market dropped by 7 points, which is a substantial market drop. However, the 9/11 market crash by since the current coronavirus pandemic, right? So I want to tell you about something, and again, there's no cost to you, but I have a Facebook group, and we put together this Facebook group. It's totally free. There are no charges, there's no commissions, there's no hidden fees. It's totally free. It's just investors from, newbies to veteran investors, all exchanging information and helping each other take advantage of different market corrections, different stocks, different trading strategies. So if you're interested in learning more about trading stocks, working with index funds and EFTs, I'm going to urge you to leave a comment below about joining my free Facebook group, and I'll send you the link. And again, there's no cost, it's totally free, and it's just you getting information from other people like you to maybe help you make better decisions when it comes to investing in stocks and EFTs. Right after that horrible day. Also, I'm going to put a link here in the show notes. And so if you don't have a Robinhood account, the free link below will give you a free share of stock. And so anyway, if you want to get started in investing in stocks without any risk whatsoever, click the link below, get your free share of stock, and hopefully I'll see you in the Facebook group. All right. So when Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced that he had COVID, the London Stock Exchange, also known as the FTSE 100, spiraled out of control for like 3 days. They just crashed for like 3 days. Anyway, that's just the way the stock market works. It reacts very quickly to negative news. And it's okay to take advantage of that. It's not okay to be happy that somebody got negative news. It's not okay to be happy for an assassination or something horrible to happen to a good world leader. However, things happen. Life happens. People die. Earthquakes. We have tsunamis. And you can either take advantage of these situations, or you can sit on the sideline and maybe you feel better by not taking advantage of the situation. It's totally up to you. However, I personally like to take advantage of this negative news. Why? Because it's sometimes the difference between making a little bit of return on your investment versus a lot. And again, I'm a big believer in praying for good news. I'm a big believer in praying for recovery. I'm a big believer in helping those who are less fortunate. And by me having more money, I can give to my favorite charities who then help these people who are in need. And maybe you would like to do the same thing. Well, guess what? It's very difficult to give to your charities when you don't have enough money. So that's one of the reasons that I kind of like investing when the market dips for whatever reason. And so one of the ways that you can turn lemons into lemonade is by taking advantage of this unavoidable situation. And then if you'd like me, you give it to your charities. As I said at the beginning of the show, some of you guys are going to be offended by this. Some of you guys have already judged me as just a horrible human being. That's okay. I can live with that. Bottom line is, I'd rather be judged a horrible human being, be able to take care of my family, be able to give to charities, and take those lemons and make them into lemonade. If you're of the same mindset and you would like to join our free Facebook group, leave a comment in the link below or in the comment section below, and I'll be glad to send you the link. YouTube really appreciate it when you like and subscribe. It lets them know that that this content's important to you. So please like and subscribe and share with your friends. And before I forget, look, your feedback's very important to me. So if there's a video that you would like me to make, is there a subject matter that you would like some more information on, let me know in the comments below, and I will do my very best to make a video specific to your topic needs. And I'll be the first to admit, I don't know everything about everything. How could I? But if there's a topic there that is important to you, and first, I'll do as much research as I can to get you the right answers. But if it's a topic that I just don't feel really good about, what I'll do is I'll invite an expert to join me so they can explain the topic better than I could. Anyway, again, like and subscribe. I really do want the president, as well as the first lady, to have a very quick recovery. As I said earlier in the program, I absolutely know that Donald Trump will recover quickly. The guy has this boundless amount of energy. And so again, let's hope that the president and the first lady recover quickly. Remember, my friends, you were created to succeed. By the way, if you liked this video, please click on the next video. I think you'll find it just as enjoyable.